Hello friends, good morning everyone. In today's topic we are going to discuss about the losses in the fiber optics. Before going into the losses of the fiber optics, now we shall just briefly see the block diagram of an optical fiber cable. Why? Because through this optical fiber cable we can find the losses which has been incurred during the transmission from the source to the receiver. Now coming back to the fiber optic cable here, see, fiber optic cable is just a transmission media between the transmitter and the receiver circuit. At the transmitter you have a light source, and this light source can be either LED or a LC, okay, or a laser. LEDs are used for short distance communication, whereas laser sources are used for long distance communication. Hence, the major two light sources we are using here is LED light source and a laser light source. Okay. Previous to the light source, you can have a transmitter circuit. This transmitter can be either in the form of video, audio, moving image, still image, or any type of picture. These mentioned parameters will form an input data to the transmitter circuit, and from the transmitter, whatever may be the type of the input data, it has to be converted into digital form. Hence, you require another small block known as analog to digital converter. In case if the input data is in the digital form, then there is no need of this converter. By default, the transmitter circuit will take any type of input data which can be in analog or digital form, and finally the digital format is given as the light source. Digital format here means the input will be in terms of either ones and zeros, that is in terms of pulse, on or off. Okay. Now in this digital format, when it is given to the light source, this light source is acting like a torch, where it can be used as an LED source or a laser source, as I have told you before. This information is transmitted in terms of optics, that is light, that has been given through a media, and that media here we are using as optical media. Hence, we require an fiber optic cable. Fiber optic cable is used to receive the data from the input and give the data to the output. During the course of transmission of data in the optical fiber cable, there is a chances of degradation of the signal. In the sense, digital pulses, as I told you, it will be in terms of ones and zeros, that is, it could be quantized. Now during the course of transmission, in case if 1 becomes lesser, 1 is plus 5 volts, 0 is 0 volts. In case if plus 5 volts comes below its nominal value, say 4 volts or 3 volts, then you should have a booster or an amplifier to amplify it. These forms a passive components, and this helps in the signal degradation. Signal degradation can be in the form of losses, different types of losses that we will be dealing in the next slide. Okay. Now say for example, now the signal is not degraded, everything has been fine, and it has been transmitted to the optical fiber cable. Then at the receiver side, it has a detector to detect whether the information which has been sent from the transmitter is as same as the received pulses. Hence you have a receiver circuitry. Receiver circuitry helps in receiving all the optics pulses which has been transmitted from the transmitter circuitry. No doubt, in between, in case if there is any degradation or if any loss or if any changes in those pulses, that would be detected in the fiber optical cable and it would be enhanced. And finally, at the receiver circuit, whatever is the transmitted pulse, the same transmitted pulse be received at the receiver. One example I'll just tell you. If at the input data, if I have a wavelength of 1550 nanometer as lambda 1, next wavelength lambda 2 is equal to 1350 nanometer. Then at the receiver circuitry also, the same value lambda 1 should be 1550 nanometer and lambda 2 should be 1350 nanometer. Okay, I hope I am very clear with this. It means that there should not be any mixing of signal, jumbling of signal, no signal degradation, nothing. Whatever is the value of the wavelength which has been transmitted, it should be received back at the receiver side. Now, in case if the input data is not same as the received, the received data is not same as the input data. So, what we have to see? We have to see what are the causes for the transmission losses. Okay, we have different types of transmission losses. Okay, and those are called as losses in optical fiber. Losses in fiber optics. One can be attenuation loss, scattering loss, bending loss, dispersion loss, and so on. This full chart or the tree will come under signal loss or signal degradation, where the pulses would not be at the same sent at the transmitter, will not be same as the receiver side. Okay, now here we will take only one type of loss for today and will continue the rest. Okay, only taking one of the type of the losses, that is here, as I told you, attenuation loss, absorption loss, scattering loss, bending loss, and dispersion losses. We will take only one type of the losses here, say for bending loss. Okay, an optical fiber cable has a structure called core, clad, and outer surface, outer covering jacket called as your protective layer. Core is always greater than a clad diameter. Why? Because the Ri value of the core should be greater than the clad in order to satisfy TIR, total internal reflection. This total internal reflection helps the light waves to travel in a zigzag fashion from the transmitter to the receiver. During the course of transmission, in case if there is any disturbances, then we have to see for what it has been caused. One example, will take bending loss. Take an optical fiber of 1 meter length, stretched and kept on the table, longitudinal or latitudinal. Okay, fine, no doubt. Now the same 1 meter cable I wanted to fit in 5 cross 5 meter box. Then what I have to do? I have to take the optical fiber cable and roll it and place it into the box so that it can fit inside the box. When I am doing so, the fiber cable undergoes a bend at the edges of the box. This is one cause of bending loss. Okay. Now another cause is when the same optical fiber cable is being placed on longitudinal or any ground surface, and when I keep walking on it for many years, after that, then due to the external pressure, that is the walking on the optical fiber cable also will undergo wear and tear of the fiber cable. This is also one of the loss, where there will be a small micro crack which is very, very, very tiny, invisible to the eyes, and the small light rays will escape. Then what I have to do is that external pressure field should be reduced. Okay, now coming to this bending losses, where I take the 1 meter cable, wound it and place it in the box. During that, at the edge, due to the wear and tear of the optical cable, in case if there is a crack or if there is a bend, then bend means U pin bend or a peak V bend, then at that the light rays goes, if the light rays goes and strike to that particular surface, the light rays get scattered inside itself, the core. Now when it is gets scattered, it will not follow the principle of TIR, total internal reflection, that is zigzag manner. There will be disturbances in the light. Okay, this is one type of example. Another type of example is here, in the same thing, if there is a optical fiber cable laid on the ground, and as I told you, if a person walks on the fiber cable in that particular path, optical fiber cable is laid for 1 meter on the ground, but say for example at 5th meter, that is from 0 to 5, 5th meter only, it's a pathway to walk, then at that particular point there will be lot of external pressure only to that particular point, as we see in the diagram. Then if the light rays has been incident from the input to the output, and if it strikes that bend where external force has been applied, then there will be a imperfection will occur. Why? Because the light rays will get scattered, as I told you. Okay, and it can be a micro bend or macro bend loss. Okay, whatever may be assumed. So this also encounters to the imperfection, which will not allow TIR, total internal reflection, as it is required for any light source to travel from the transmitter to the receiver. Then what happens at the end of the receiver circuit, in case if the light source input is 1550 nanometer lambda 1, then at the receiver output it will be like 1540 instead of 1550 nanometer. Then this may be a small loss where it will be very negligible, you may think, but it is not so, because the same transmitted wavelength is not received at the receiver. Okay, this all is due to the losses which occurs. Same way you have another type of losses also. So this is all for a bending loss. Hope I am very clear in this. Please reach me out for any doubts in the next class. Thank you.